I not only have one, not two, but three puzzles on the go. And normally that's not so bad. However, these puzzles are giving me a challenge and I am struggling. And I don't know how long it'll be before I reach that breaking point. Hi, I'm Sandra from The Puzzling Canadian and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about the breaking point. You know what it is. We've all reached that breaking point when we're working on a puzzle and we just don't want to go any further. We want to give up. For those of you that are readers, the literary world calls it DNF, did not finish. And I wanted to explore that concept now in the puzzling world. When is it the right time to just pack up all the pieces and say, nope, this is not for me anymore? So currently I have three puzzles on the go. Yes, you heard me correct, three puzzles. How on earth did I end up with three puzzles on the go? Well, it started back in October. The leaves in Canada started changing color and I was in the mood for some seasonal puzzles. So I pulled out a puzzle that's been in my pile for a while. It is an Otter House puzzle. I found it at a Value Village. It's called Autumn Walk by Steve Crisp. So I started working on that puzzle. And then about a week later, it was starting to get closer to Halloween. And I really wanted to work on this hay puzzle that was from Victoria Francis. It's called Witch, and it's very seasonal for Halloween. And I'm like, if I don't start this puzzle now, I probably will just like skip over it and do it next year. So I said, I gotta at least start the puzzle. So I started working on that one about a week before Halloween. Well, then November 1st rolls around and I'm part of a puzzling group that is working on, for the month of November, 2,000 piece puzzles. So if you've seen my previous video of the $30 challenge, I found a 2,000 piece puzzle at Value Village and I really wanted to see if all the pieces were still there. So I started sorting those pieces and now I have three puzzles on the go and not too much time to do puzzling. It's been a busy month of October and now going into November, closer to the holidays, it's getting busy. So I do not have too much time, and every time I work on one of those puzzles, they are posing a challenge. When I started the Autumn Walk puzzle by Steve Crisp, I've done his images before and I thought, okay, this will be okay to get through because there's a lot of color in there. There's a lot of different things that are contrasting, like the blue sky, the green, and the leaves. But those sometimes are things that are a little difficult, but I've done them before. However, I have worked on that puzzle, I think, the longest, and for some reason, I'm just not progressing through it. I don't know if it has to do with the puzzle pieces. I do like the image, but the puzzle pieces have a glare, so sometimes it's making it difficult to see what's on the piece there, or the feel of the pieces also. Like they feel a little bit different than the Ravensburger puzzle. I think it's just like a lighter cardboard. And I don't know what it is. It's just I'm struggling with that puzzle, making progress, and I thought that one was going to be the quickest one to do. Now, the Victoria Francis Hay puzzle, I knew what I was getting myself into with that one. I have done her puzzles. I know they are dark. It requires a lot of good lighting. And but I am quite surprised with the progress I've made so far. It has been difficult. Sometimes just to get one or two pieces takes forever because you're doing trial and error and they all look the same. But I was prepared for that one to be a challenge. So we'll see how that one goes. And then I started the 2,000 piece puzzle. When I started sorting them, I started sorting them into florals, into the blues, and the greens, and then I started to realize there are a lot of green. What was I thinking with this puzzle? I didn't realize how much green sections there were. Got three puzzles on the go, and all of them are giving me a hard time. I am not sure if this is going to be the month where I'm going to end up quitting a puzzle. Quitting is a big decision. If you decide to quit, sometimes you just feel like the puzzle has won the battle. And other times you have spent so much time invested in working on this puzzle, you just don't want to give up. So what's the breaking point? The answer to that question is different for every single puzzler. Since I've started puzzling, I have given up on a puzzle 2 times. The first time was with a Ravensburger puzzle, an Ed Hardy puzzle called Love is a Gamble. And it was a puzzle that came in those square Ravensburger boxes, not the rectangular normal ones. So it was one of those. I received it secondhand during the pandemic and I started to work on it. And I got the border done, but then I was really struggling. I thought the image was going to be easy, but especially the part where they had all the black in the middle, it was giving me a very hard time. And at that point, I was really struggling to decide whether I wanted to give up, because I've never given up on a puzzle and I didn't want the puzzle to win. So, but then I realized I have so many other lovely puzzles and time I'd rather spend on those other puzzles than struggle with trying to get this finished. Puzzling is supposed to be enjoyable. So I packed it up and I donated the puzzle. The second time that happened was a little bit more recently. I think it may have been last year. And it was a truffle puzzle that I found at Value Village called Funny Cities, Sweets in Venice. And I picked that one up because I thought it was interesting. I've never done that one before. And so I started working on that one. And then I got to the blue section of the sky, and there were quite a bit of false fits. Once I found it being stressful and I'm struggling and I wasn't enjoying it because of those false fits, I couldn't find the proper pieces for that section. I said, no, I have other puzzles I can do. I am not going to waste my time on this one. In both cases for these puzzles, I think primarily the first thing is the puzzle quality. So the puzzle has to be good quality pieces. If there's false fits, I'm not having it. And if the pieces just don't feel right, if there's a glare, if it's too shiny, and I don't like it, I think that is one big factor that leads me to give up on a puzzle. Also the image. I really, really have to like the image. If the image is causing me to struggle, but I don't love it, I'm not going to hesitate to give up on that puzzle. So what are my predictions for the current puzzles that I have on my table? The Victoria Francis one. For that one, I think I'll be a little bit more motivated to keep going. But I don't know. There could be a point where the puzzle is just too dark and I'm very frustrated with it. But I love that image. So even if it takes me several months, I think I might still keep going with it. And it probably will take me a very long time to get finished. So that's my prediction for that one. The 2,000 piece puzzle, I'm not afraid of the piece count. I have done larger piece counts, so that's not what's holding me back. But that landscape with the florals and all that greenery, I don't know if it's going to come to the point where it just really frustrates me and I'll just give up. But normally I've done landscape puzzles with a lot of florals, so we'll just have to see if I can keep going with this one. Now the Autumn Walk one, I should be able to finish, but I don't know if I am not enjoying that puzzle with the images and the image and the piece. Well, the image is a very nice image, but the pieces, then I don't know. I could end up giving up on that one. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because at the end of the month when I do my Puzzle Pulse, I'll let you know if I ended up finishing all 3 puzzles or if I gave up on any one of them. So please subscribe. I'm curious to know, what are your thoughts about quitting a puzzle? Has this happened to you before, and with which puzzle? Did you feel bad about it? And what led you to pack up those pieces and put that puzzle away? Now I'll need to get back to working on one of those puzzles to see if I can make some progress. Thank you so much for viewing this video, and until next time, happy puzzling.